prequels are bled as white, Lucasfilm, the bastards. They took all hope Star Wars fans had, and not just from us, but from our fathers, and from our fathers' fathers, and from our fathers' fathers' fathers. Yeah, and from our fathers' 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 fathers. And from alright, Bob, Star Wars isn't that old. And what have the prequels ever given us in return?
Ewan McGregor?
What?
Ewan McGregor?
Oh, yeah, he was pretty good as Obi-Wan. True, yeah.
On the lightsaber duels?
Oh, yeah, the duel suspect. Remember what the choreography used to be like? Yeah, alright, I grant you that the lightsaber duels and Ewan McGregor are two things that the prequels have done.
And John Williams' score?
Well, obviously John Williams' score. I mean, he goes without saying, doesn't he? But apart from Ewan McGregor, John Williams, and the lightsaber duels...
The pod race scene? Order 66? Christopher Lee?
Yeah, alright, fair enough.
Natalie Portman's midriff?
Yeah, I missed that. I mean, Daisy really shit the chauffeurs in the new movies.
The opera house scene?
And who could forget Mars from The Matrix? By the way, you want to watch some death sticks? No, I do not. You all make good points. But apart from Ewan McGregor, John Williams, the lightsaber duels, Christopher Lee, Death Sticks, Order 66, the opera house scene, and Natalie Portman's killer abs, what have the prequels ever done for us?
They passed the Bechdel test.
Oh, shut up!
So yeah, the prequels have had their ups and downs, haven't they? For me, they really ride that fine line between good and bad. Episode 1 I think stays just below that line, but I still enjoy it. And episode 2 falls lower. I said lower. There you go, head down to where that twat commented first. But where does episode 3 land on that line? Is it really the best of the prequels like many say? Or does the stupid keep it from attaining greatness? Well, let's find out. This is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So after our opening title crawl, which honestly sounds like it was written by a certain orange individual.
Very fine people on both sides.
I know Sith, I know many Sith lords, tremendous people, believe me. Anywho, it turns out there's a big battle over Coruscant as Obi-Wan and Anakin are on a mission to rescue a kidnapped Chancellor Palpatine. And hey, nice to see the best star pilot in the galaxy finally showing off what he can do.
We got him, R2.
We got him, R2? Oh, come on, there was a zinger right there, practically gift wrapped for you. The missiles fire, Anakin rotates his ship so the two collide.
Told you spinning was a good trick.
A little self-referential humour never hurt anyone, guys.
Huh.
But Obi-Wan's ship gets swarmed with buzz droids as Anakin and R2 lend a helping hand.
R2, hit the buzz droid, center eye.
Do it, R2, the strategy guide told me so. So they beat the buzz droids as the two crash land in Grievous's hangar bay. But this is where the, Lucas-isms show their ugly head. Cause in episode 3, there definitely seems to be more of a focus on comedic banter. But there's one vital ingredient missing here. They forgot to make it funny.
I sense Count Dooku.
I sense a trap.
Next move?
Spring the trap.
You see what I mean? It's presented as though they're telling a joke. They just forgot the joke. I mean, you can't just leave awkward pauses after random bits of dialogue and expect your audience to laugh. So Anakin and Obi-Wan make their way through the ship and reach the conspicuously unguarded Chancellor, but it's not long before old Dookie shows up.
Get help, you're no match for him. He's a Sith Lord.
Chancellor Palpatine, Sith Lords are our speciality.
Checks out.
Your overconfidence is your weakness.
What?
So we have ourselves a three-way, lightsaber duel with 3 combatants, and this fight ain't the best. I mean, it's better than their last duel, but two things really let it down. First off, there's Dooku's distracting as hell CG face recreation to cover Christopher Lee's stunt double.
I mean, look at this. He looks like that plastic Tim Allen thing from Santa Claus 2.
Looks pretty bad.
And the second problem is the choreography.
Now, some moves are actually decent, but others are just plain horrendous. Anakin, what the hell was that? Wow, that one move right there has got to be the worst ever moment in any Star Wars duel ever.
I mean, geez, where do I start? His swing was about 3 feet too high, he completely exposes his right side to attack, and he swung so hard he made himself go off balance.
What form of lightsaber combat is this? Form 0?
Terrible.
Well, miraculously, Anakin manages to overcome Dooku, as he has the count on his knees. Palpatine asks Anakin to kill him, but he's not sure.
I shouldn't.
Do it.
Wow, that took some convincing.
Anakin's had years of Jedi training, teaching him courtesy and the value of human life.
And all it apparently takes for him to abandon those morals is some creepy old dude on the side telling him to do it.
What can I say? The words "do it" seem to be incredibly motivational these days.
It's no wonder this guy's a politician.
What do you plan to do about crime in our city?
Do it.
I agree with that.
Oh, and is this really the send-off you're giving a Count Dooku? Because Christopher Lee deserves better than being at the mercy of Hayden Bloody Christensen.
You know, apparently it was going to be even worse.
In the original script, Lucas wrote that Dooku begs for his life. It was only when Christopher Lee told Lucas that wasn't in line with Dooku's character, the script was changed to this slightly less insulting scene.
You know what? Fuck it, I'm editing my own ending to this scene.
Kill him now.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Much better.
I agree.
So Anakin, Obi-Wan and Palpatine get moving, but are quickly caught by the aforementioned General Grievous. And boy do I have a bone to pick with this guy.
That's our introduction to the villain this evening, ladies and gents. A hunched over robotic hockey mask wearing dude with a serious case of lung cancer.
I mean, I don't hate Grievous, but I am so annoyed by the character's potential. Because episode 3 isn't the first time you see Grievous. In fact, he made his on-screen debut in the Clone Wars cartoon.
Oh, that being Clone Wars, not The Clone Wars. Seriously, can filmmakers stop using the word "the" to differentiate sequels?
Now, there, I agree with you.
Anywho, he shows up at the end of chapter 20, when a Jedi Knight who looks suspiciously like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo loses his cool.
Seriously, doesn't this guy look like Shaggy? What's this guy's name anyway? And, okay, that is genius.
Very impressive.
So yeah, Shaggy runs out in a panic, and right here is the first time you see the General.
Well,
and after that, he starts wrecking some shit. He takes on several Jedi, kills all but one of them, Master Cocknoggin takes his lightsaber, Grievous is staring him down all silent and badass, Mundi starts sweating, they collide with their sabers and it cuts away to a cliffhanger. What an intro! But then Windu crushes his chest in chapter 25, which results in him sounding like he's smoking 60 a day, and the character just loses all credibility.
Smoking does dreadful things to your lungs. Don't smoke.
Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
Not this time. And this time you won't escape.
2 hours later.
General Grievous has escaped once again.
Oh dear.
So yeah, Grievous makes it out in an escape pod, as it's up to Anakin to land what's left of the ship.
Open all hatches, extend all flaps and drag fins.
I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you.
Yeah, I think in the situation where there's a big gaping hole in the back of your ship, you're either gonna run out of oxygen or burn up an atmosphere re-entry. Either way, you're gonna die.
We're doomed.
Grab that, keep us level.
There he is.
He's all over the place. 900 feet up to 1,300 feet. What an asshole.
Landing strip, straight ahead.
More left rudder. Put down more flap.
Just kidding.
Laser down! Down! He's coming right at us!
I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you.
Another happy landing.
Jeez, this whole opening sequence could have been filled with a stock laughing track. Might as well edit them their own intro sequence whilst I'm at it. So the mission is a success as Palpatine and Windu agree to make the capture of Grievous a priority in ending the war. Meanwhile, Anakin and Padme reunite as Padme's got some news.
Are you alright? You're trembling. What's going on?
They're planning on making a Christmas special out of the prequels. Ah!
Something wonderful has happened.
Jar Jar tapped himself.
Annie, I'm pregnant.
You know, is it weird of me? For that my first thought when watching this scene is if they have contraception in the Star Wars universe. I mean, sex is something that's never really explored in Star Wars, but there's just so many underlying sexual undertones in this series, it's weird how this isn't the case. I mean, you got Jedi Master Bellend over here, you got what are clearly sex bots in the background, the main villain of the series is clearly wearing a gimp suit, there's phallic symbols everywhere, and the dialogue. I mean, am I the only one who's convinced that Star Wars writers deliberately try to throw in as many sexual innuendos as possible? I mean, listen to these filthy buggers.
Look at the size of that thing.
I came as fast as I could.
One swift stroke.
I'm never touching that thing again.
Back door, huh? Good idea.
You came in that thing? You're braver than I thought.
I can't. It's too big.
My big purple friend.
Okay, please stop now. The last thing I want to do is think about Hondo's big purple friend.
Judge me by my size, do you?
I said stop.
Gonna be a tight fit.
Enough with the clips.
Will you be able to pull out in time?
Will you please stop?
It's possible he came in through the south entrance.
Okay, enough. I get it. We get it. Star Wars is a filthy-ass series filled with filthy-ass metaphors. Every film in the franchise should be rated an 18, and all the writers should be publicly shamed for their crimes against humanity.
No! Fuck off!
Thank you, Brian. So Anakin and Padme are thrilled with the news, and after the obligatory lovey-dovey puke-a-thon...
You're so beautiful.
It's only because I'm so in love.
Oh, I can't bear to watch.
Anakin has another premonition, this time of Padme dying in childbirth. Understandably shaken, he goes to sit down and... Okay, is that safe? Like an open balcony with flying cars whizzing by? But if there's an accident? Oh, mid-air collision and that speed is heading right for our living room. Things you do for a view. So after telling Padme, Anakin vows not to let her die. So now that Padme is gonna die, Anakin meets up with Palpatine, who appoints him to be his personal representative on the Jedi Council. The Council, however, aren't pleased with the decision, so they soften the blow as much as they can.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of Master.
What?
What? Did he just... Need to remind you what happened to the last guy who said what to Samuel L. Jackson?
What?
You Jedi are far too reckless.
So yeah, Anakin's back to his whiny self. Seriously, he's the youngest ever Jedi to be granted a seat on the Council. What more does he want? Yeah, okay, he wants to be a master, but that'll come in time.
How about a little,
I say patience.
Ah, there you go. Follow your own bloody advice and you'll be fine.
Impossible, man.
But because Anakin has a raging man boner for the Chancellor, he doesn't take his next assignment particularly well.
They want me to spy on the Chancellor. Why didn't the Council give me this assignment when we were in session?
This assignment is not to be on record.
Yeah, quick question, guys. If this assignment is so secretive and off the record, why, pray tell, are you talking about it in a public hallway?
I mean, shouldn't you be in like a private chamber or something? After all, we find out later that there's security cameras seemingly everywhere. Don't you think someone with as much power as the frickin' Chancellor would have access to those? Hell, the dude's probably watching you right now.
Well, I don't know, maybe I'm being paranoid. Maybe Palpatine won't catch on that Anakin was asked to spy on him.
They asked you to spy on me, didn't they?
Oops!
It can't be.
So yeah, Palpatine goes on to tell a story of a Sith legend called Darth Plagueis the Wise. And this is a cool scene. I mean, Ian McDiarmid just shines here. No. In fact, this is up there as amongst the best scenes in all the prequels.
But there is something about Palpatine's story that's always puzzled me.
He had such a knowledge of the dark side, he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying.
Yeah, but that's not really going to be of much use to a Sith, is it? I mean, Anakin literally just said this about them.
They think inwards, only about themselves.
Oh, and then Palpatine goes on to say,
he could save others from death, but not himself.
So to clarify, the Sith power to stop people from dying can't be used on yourself and is pointless to use on others because the Sith don't care about others.
It's a little redundant, isn't it?
What? Shut up!
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Now moving objects with your mind and tricking weak-minded people to do your bidding, now that's completely natural.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Not from a Jedi.
Ugh, how the hell has Anakin not caught on yet?
This dude just told you about this Sith legend you've never heard of before. He just revealed to you about a power exclusive to the Sith.
And to top it off, that freaking head turn, man. I mean, forget everything else. No man that turns his head like that could possibly be up to any good.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Well, I wouldn't know.
It's making me feel uneasy.
So the war efforts continue as it turns out Grievous is hiding out on the Utapau system. So, considering that the capture of Grievous will put an end to the war, how many Jedi should they send? 20, 30 Jedi maybe?
Master Kenobi should go. I agree.
Wait, you're sending one?
Very well, Council of Jedi.
What are you doing?
Grievous can hold his own against several Jedi at once. I mean, Obi-Wan is good, but he's not that good.
In fact, I dare say Obi-Wan is a horrendous strategist in combat. Case in point.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Look, Obi-Wan, I realise you may have got an IMDb, spotted your name in the credits of the next movie and taken that as an excuse to act totally recklessly, but good God, man, I don't think even Martin Riggs was this suicidal. In other movie universes, I can tell you once and for all that this would not fly.
Marvin! Marvin! I'd knock that shit off if I was you.
Hello there.
Yeah, you won't last a day.
You are reckless.
What?
So it's Obi-Wan versus Grievous as the two fight. Inglorious extreme close-up.
Oh, my favourite.
But Obi-Wan's hamster impression spooks Grievous as he makes his escape. Obi-Wan is quick to follow as he hitches a ride on his four-legged...
thing.
Play it.
Try not to lose it. This weapon is your life.
All in favour of labelling Obi-Wan as a hypocrite, say aye.
Aye.
I agree.
So the two take the fight down to a landing platform as Obi-Wan acts stupid.
Is he seriously trying to go fisticuffs with a giant cyborg made of metal? Just force push him again, you moron. I mean, he worked pretty well the first time. Just checking it was still in there.
I'm sorry for my behavior, Master.
But Obi-Wan comes out victorious regardless thanks to a good old-fashioned blaster, though he then proceeds to say something that makes no sense.
So uncivilized.
Now, lightsabers, on the other hand... very civilized.
But back on Coruscant, Palpatine's growing a little tired of Anakin's inability to take a hint, so he's decided to drop the Dark Lord bomb.
If one is to understand the great mystery, one must study all its aspects, not just the dogmatic, narrow view of the Jedi. If you wish to become a complete and wise leader, you must embrace a larger view of the Force.
For example, Elon Musk and Al Gore are dark side supporters. As it turns out, Sith lightning is a surprisingly viable green energy source.
Be careful of the Jedi, Anakin. Only through me can you achieve a power greater than any Jedi.
And only through me can you master the dramatic rotating panning shot. Ooh.
Use my knowledge, I beg you.
Hey, do you think Anakin's caught on to the fact that the guy who talks like a Sith Lord, acts like a Sith Lord, and also looks like a Sith Lord might actually be a Sith Lord?
You're the Sith Lord.
Audience?
You don't say!
That's the done, guys.
Are you going to kill me?
I would certainly like to.
I know you.
You filthy boy.
I can feel your anger.
It gives me an erection.
It gives you focus, makes you stronger.
Oh, sorry, Anakin, I was elsewhere. You wouldn't happen to have a Kleenex on you, perchance, would you?
I'm going to turn you over to the Jedi Council.
So Anakin takes this newfounded knowledge, and to his credit, he immediately goes to tell Windu the news. Mace is fast to react as he quickly strolls down the hangar bay.
You'll need my help if you're going to arrest.
Still going.
Stay out of this affair. I sense a great
Time is of the essence.
We're wasting our time.
So yeah, about 5 hours later, he gets in a ship to confront the Dark Lord, and he takes
3 Jedi with him. You're about to arrest the fucking Dark Lord of the Sith, and you take so little backup with you I can literally count them all on one hand? Fucking Yoda could have counted them all on one hand.
What is this?
What is it with this council and their inability to send the right number of Jedi for a given task?
an entire planet under siege from the clutches of a deadly Federation. 2 Jedi, a mission to capture the leader of the droid army which could lead to the end of the war. 1 Jedi, a mission to save the life of a single captured Jedi.
212!
Now the Jedi are all but extinct.
Yeah, and now we know why. They're idiots!
This is madness.
So Palpatine takes advantage of the Council's stupidity and promptly goes to town.
Wow, guys, I think literal sloths have faster reaction times than you. Oh, if only I did anything.
Luckily, Windu seems to fare better, thanks to top billing, as he overcomes Sidious and his fantastic facial expressions.
Now, what to use for the thumbnail?
That one's good. Oh, that's a keeper. Oh, no, stop the presses, we found a winner, guys. But Anakin wants in on the fun, but chooses to come in at the most inopportune moment.
Anakin, I told you it would come to this. I was right. The Jedi are taking over.
Oh, and Anakin, do me a solid and just ignore the 3 dead Jedi you passed on your way in. I've no idea how they got there. The Jedi are the traitors.
You have lost.
No. No.
Good God, he sounds like a babbling toddler who's refusing to eat his food. Come on, Palpy, eat your din-dins.
No.
Truly wonderful the mind of a child is.
So Sidious shocks Windu, but starts to play the victim in order to turn Anakin.
Palpatine, did you learn nothing? If you want Anakin to do something, change your wording. No. No. No.
Do it.
So out of the window Windu goes as Anakin thinks about how much of an idiot he is.
What have I done?
You know, I don't think that line was in the script.
I think that was just Hayden Christensen on set realising how he's fucked up his own acting career prospects and George decided just to keep it in the movie.
What have I done?
The Force is strong with you.
Oh my God. Seriously, Ian McDiarmid is having way too much fun in this role.
Try this, just pause any of his scenes at any moment and he honestly looks like he's midway through an orgasm.
Don't believe me? And here he is on the Nymphomaniac poster. I dare you to tell me he looks out of place.
Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader.
So, Anakin's a bad guy now, as he takes a bunch of soldiers and goes to murder a bunch of kids.
You guys might be thinking I skipped a lot of the movie there, but I didn't.
I mean, this has to be the most sudden shift of character in movie history. Literally just earlier this night, Anakin was against killing someone because it was against the Jedi Code, and now he's committing mass genocide of children? I mean, I know Anakin has showed some dark side tendencies in the past, but this is something else.
Look, what's one of Vader's most famous lines?
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Yeah, what episode 3 should have done is to show us that power he was talking about.
That is the reason why Anakin should turn, not because he wants to save his girlfriend. Think Kazuya Mishima with the Devil Gene, Bakura with the Millennium Ring, Peter Parker with the Black Symbiote Suit. These things warp your mind and seduce you with their great power.
That is what the dark side should have been in this movie.
But Anakin never appears to relish in this power. He's just doing all this evil shit because he thinks it'll save Padme. And if you're willing to kill children based upon some baseless opportunity to save a loved one,
that doesn't make you evil. It makes you clinically insane. I'd advise a lobotomy, but you're already so freaking stupid I don't think that'll make much difference.
Come to your senses!
But at least we get the kick-ass Order 66 bit to go with this. I mean, for a scene where characters we barely know are killed, it's surprisingly dramatic. John Williams again on form. Anakin's betrayal is a fantastic piece. Haunting, beautiful, and sad all at the same time. In fact, if it worked for Williams, this sequence might not have worked.
Change the song and this scene loses all intended effects.
A burn victim who can't fly for shit. The director killing off his own kid. Guys, I think she might be dead. Firing squad shooting a man with a dick for a head.
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
Moving on.
We also get Anakin going on a separatist killing spree.
Gotta admit, this is pretty satisfying.
I don't want no trouble. You just take what you want and read.
Ooh, bliss. Meanwhile, though, back with Obi-Wan, he's just met up with Yoda, as they've discovered a distress call coming from the Jedi Temple as a trap to lure unsuspecting Jedi. So Obi-Wan and Yoda break in to dismantle it. Here, Obi-Wan finds out Anakin's had a hell of a day.
can't be.
You have done well, my new apprentice. Now, Lord Vader, go and bring peace to the Empire.
I can't watch anymore.
Really? That's it? After 3 whole movies, that's Obi-Wan's reaction to finding out Anakin has betrayed him?
I mean, good God, how underwhelming was that? Obi-Wan should be fucking devastated. He should be down on his knees in tears with one of those really epic and tragic John Williams scores in the background.
He sounds less betrayed and more like he's in the middle of watching 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
I can't watch anymore.
Look at Yoda's reaction during the Order 66 scene. Look how devastated he looks. Listen to that tragic score. That's how you do it. I mean, Ewan McGregor could have certainly pulled this off.
If you had let him.
So Obi-Wan and Yoda decide to split up to take out Anakin and the Emperor. True, it would make 1,000,000 times more sense for them to stay together and take out each opponent one at a time, but remember, these guys are morons.
I don't know where to look.
Use your feelings, Obi-Wan, and find him you will.
So, in order to find Anakin, Obi-Wan reaches out to the Force as he pins down his apprentice's location. Or he could just ask the person who saw him last. Good idea in hindsight.
He's in grave danger.
From the Sith?
From himself. Padme. Anakin has turned to the dark side.
George, you can't just say that. That is such a big piece of information to just reveal in a line of dialogue, and it just sounds stupid.
Look, you guys have seen my video on what Star Wars did wrong. I mean, I don't look too fondly back at that video as a lot of what I said was bullshit, but I still stand by what I said about how stupidly black and white the dark side is. By having Obi-Wan say that Anakin's turned to the dark side, he's essentially just saying,
hey, Padme, Anakin's evil now. You see what I mean? You can't just say that.
Now, Filmmaking 101 here, guys. What is often cited as the #1 rule of filmmaking is 3 simple words. Show, don't tell. I mean, George had the right idea with how Obi-Wan discovers Anakin's betrayal, because it's visual. This approach works in the visual medium of film. It still wasn't handled well, but at least the setup was correct.
But how does Padme find out about this tragic piece of information?
On a nice sunny day, in her living room, and one of her friends just tells her.
Exciting is hardly the word I would choose.
Look, if you have to go down the route of telling things in your movie, at least spruce up the atmosphere a bit.
Like mute the colour palette, set it at night with the burning Jedi temple in the background, add some rain, lightning and fog.
You know, Zack Snyder, that sucker.
Set appropriate scenes in appropriate locations. Luke found out Vader was his father after a tragic battle, after having lost an arm, with wind and a massive drop below him. He wasn't sat in his goddamn couch doing a fucking crossword puzzle.
This is ridiculous.
Oh, and yeah, Padme doesn't believe him, of course. If only he had some proof to show her. Okay, I'm done with that scene. Moving on.
Move along. Move along.
So Padme decides to head to Mustafar to check up on Anakin, whilst Obi-Wan hides as a stowaway. Meanwhile, at the Senate building, Yoda does the coolest thing in any Star Wars movie ever.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie. That was gangster.
Oh shit! Yoda on the scene, 900-year feed, smoking, taking bomb green.
So as Yoda takes on Sidious, Anakin and Padme reunite on Mustafar as Padme attempts to get through to him.
I don't know you anymore. Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
Okay, I got to give mad props to Natalie Portman here.
I mean, this dialogue is awful, but by God is that woman trying to make it work.
For the lady is trying to paint a beautiful canvas with shit.
Very dangerous.
You're going down a path I can't follow.
Because of Obi-Wan.
Hayden, Natalie's down here. You might want to try looking at your co-stars once in a while. There we go.
Now, that's better.
But Obi-Wan shows up doing his best Wonder Woman pose. Interesting approach, as Anakin attempts to kill the woman he was actively trying to save.
Ironic.
I do not fear the dark side as you do. I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire.
Your new empire?
Your new empire?
Holy shit. The movie's so bad, it's becoming self-aware. Suspect the toilet's clogged again and... Fuck me, this is some strong shit.
So, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. On Mustafar, it's Mark from Trainspotting versus a 2 Razzie Award winner. And on Coruscant, it's a little green puppet who talks backwards versus a wrinkly old man in a bathrobe.
Fuck yeah, fight!
And so you might be wondering what I think of these duels.
They're good. They have issues up the arse, but they're entertaining. Enough.
You see, there's several problems here. Firstly, we know all 4 of these guys are gonna survive, so watching them fight for minutes on end, it's a bit redundant as we know both battles will end in stalemates. I mean, the Yoda fight in particular has no bearing on the plot whatsoever. They fight, and that's it. What could have given this duel more significance is if, in all the prequels, Yoda doesn't need a cane, and in his fight with Sidious, he gets wounded, and that explains why he needs the cane in the original trilogy. This would explain Yoda's increased dexterity in the prequels, and would also explain why Yoda flees the fight, because here, well, he just sort of gives up. Secondly, the whole sequence goes on for about 12 minutes, and action scenes that long can be good if they had more substance, but as I said, these fights are kinda pointless. And thirdly, you might be thinking, well, the choreography is good, right? I mean, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen do a lot of their own swordplay. Look at them go, this is sweet.
But you know what? I think the creators of this scene were actually trying too hard.
I mean, the episode 3 crew went into the Anakin Obi-Wan fight with the intention of making it the most epic lightsaber duel in Star Wars history.
But the choreography, in my opinion, is too fast and it lacks impact.
Let's take this scene in episode 1 for example and actually count the hits.
Bear with me here, trying to make a point.
Okay? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, you can count them easy enough. Now let's try to count the strikes in episode 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, fuck!
Coming in too fast!
You see the problem? There's so many strikes in this duel, they don't register.
The duel needed slower, more powerful attacks. Remember, these 2 combatants want each other dead, but the duel ends up feeling less like a fight at times and
more like a bloody rave party.
Look how episode 7 conveys power much better. When someone gets hit with a saber there, you feel it.
I don't care what universe you're from, that's gotta hurt.
Another great example of power is with Luke in episode 6. Look how pissed off he is here, and the force he's putting on Vader. In episode 3, they just seem to be tapping swords and it's just way too over-choreographed. I mean, episode 1 also had this issue, but the choreography there is more defined and the hits have a little bit more punch to them. And because of this approach to the duel, it leaves little room for Christensen and McGregor to demonstrate the ill feelings their characters are supposed to have for one another.
I mean, there's glimpses of this, like this bit here. Why can't we have more of that?
Anakin should be wailing on Obi-Wan, absolutely enraged. Remember, he's a Sith now, his fighting style should be different from before. But apart from the force choke from earlier, we don't see much in the way of dark side qualities in his fighting style.
Oh, and Anakin should really be using a red saber here.
In fact, once he turned, he should have started using a different blade immediately.
Why is that, you ask? Well...
Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough. What is it? It's your father's lightsaber.
Yep, Obi-Wan knowingly gave Luke a weapon that was used to murder children.
And that same blade eventually passes down a Rey too. Why are you all okay with this?
Imagine if someone gifted you a gun that was used in a mass shooting. You'd be horrified.
But back to the duel, and don't get me wrong, I still enjoy this scene. The VFX work is terrific, the score is brilliant, and the choreography is still impressive. But if you ask me, this fight really could have been so much more.
Oh, and I haven't even gotten to this part yet.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Yeah, but Anakin has the higher ground. Okay, I'd be amazed if I was the first person to make that joke.
You underestimate my power!
You underestimate my ability to make my way up a hill. Not even a hill, a slope. You underestimate my power!
So yeah, Anakin could just jump down here and mosey on his way up to Obi-Wan, but he doesn't want to, and Obi-Wan's patience has run out.
Look, I'll have your leg. Right, I'll do you for that. You what? Come here. Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left. Haven't you?
And here we are. The only time we can ever say the actor Hayden Christensen was on fire. So Obi-Wan chooses to leave Anakin to burn and die. Wow, that is kind of fucked up when you think about it. As Obi-Wan brings Padme to a health facility to give birth to Luke and Leia.
Obi-Wan. There's good in him.
There's good in him? Okay. What is it with the Skywalker family and their insistence that there's still good in Vader?
He literally murdered children and he goes on to help destroy an entire fucking planet. There is no good left in a man like that. Period. If you're not convinced, think about it in a real world context.
Oh, everyone's too hard on Hitler. I mean, sure, he was responsible for the death of millions of men, women and children, but there's still good in him. Oh god, there are actually people who do believe that. Jesus, world is fucked.
What kind of nonsense is this?
So yeah, Padme dies.
Which I have mixed feelings on.
For one, I like the theory that Sidious uses the life force of Padme to keep Vader alive, and that by believing he himself caused his wife's death, that cements Anakin's turn to the dark side quite nicely. If you ask me, this whole back and forth sequence of Padme's death and Vader's birth is really well done.
But on the other hand, you got this little scene.
Do you remember your mother? Your real mother?
Just a little bit. She died when I was very young.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the words very young in this instance were implying a time frame of 3 freaking minutes.
I feel lost.
So after that bullshit, we see Sidious sense Vader was in danger as he goes to save him. Yep, he spent literally decades prepping this kid to become his new apprentice, and he's fucked up already.
It's my first day.
But hey, at least we get to see him in the suit again.
You know, in all this dramatic build-up, I can't help but wonder, who's operating this motorized table anyway? I mean, is Sidious doing this? Rise, Lord Vader. Rise, my apprentice. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, shit. Fucking hell. Fucking thing. No! Fuck it, I'll just turn Ezra Bridger to the dark side.
Oh, and you know the atrociousness of what follows when Vader realizes Padme is dead. My Game of Princess will be right back after these messages. You know what I always found funny here though? Wasn't necessarily the no, but what would come after. You see, it cuts away here just as he runs out of breath, but what if it didn't?
So, any hot Empire chicks working for you, or?
Oh yes, about that to the 3rd degree burns on your sack. We had to cut off your balls.
So, yeah, that's pretty much the film. Leia goes to Alderaan, Obi-Wan and Yoda give up on killing the Emperor despite the fact that there's not really anything to stop them from doing so, and Luke is taken to Tatooine in the hopes that Anakin will never again visit a planet covered in nothing but sand. The end.
So to ask the age-old question, is Revenge of the Sith the best of the prequels? Well, it's definitely the most entertaining, albeit for the wrong reasons at times, but still.
Because if you look purely at how much the prequels get wrong, I actually think The Phantom Menace got the least wrong. True, you had Jake Lloyd who wasn't the best kid actor, but because he was only 8, I can easily forgive that. You of course had Jar Jar, but he doesn't annoy me as much as he does most people. Now there were also issues with the characters and how stale most of them felt, but that's true of all 3 prequels, and Phantom Menace makes up for its shortcomings with the best score of the prequels, the least CGI of the prequels, and the best lightsaber duel of not just the prequels, but the whole frickin' series. Top that off with better character chemistry, spectacular vehicular segments, and some genuinely moving moments. Episode 1 really has a lot going for it. I personally think people are way too hard on it.
Episode 3, on the other hand, gets so much wrong, I don't even know where to start.
Anakin's fall to the dark side is unbelievably rushed and forced. The increased focus on comedy mostly falls flat and clashes so much with the film's overall intended tone. The lightsaber duels lack any kind of real impact. Dramatic moments are unintentionally hilarious, and the dialogue, I actually think, is worse than ever here. Then there's the pure artificiality of the movie. I don't think there's a single scene in episode 3 that doesn't make use of a blue screen. It is everywhere. There's no deserts or woods or lakes or any semblance of nature you'd find in episodes 1 and 2. It's just ships, boardrooms, hangar bays. I mean, you sometimes get the occasional interesting location, but again, it's all on a blue screen.
And what blows about this is how it masks the fact that there are still plenty of practical effects used here.
There's so much impressive work done on miniatures, there's great makeup effects, but all this blue screen just distracts from it. I'm sure it takes the VFX artists months and months of work to make these scenes a reality, but I'd have taken a real set any day. Have the Utapau scenes shot in a mountainous region. Have the Mustafar one shot in a volcano a la Mount Doom in Return of the King. I suppose back in 2005 this looked good, and to be fair to the VFX team, they really made this film look as good as possible given the direction and their available technology. But it's a sad reality that, unlike the original trilogy, the prequels will just age horrendously given Lucas's over-reliance on shooting in a studio when advanced CGI technology was still in its infancy.
Okay, but episode 3 is regarded as the best of the prequels, so what's done right here?
Well, I personally think Ian McDiarmid steals the show here. He is having so much fun in this role and he is a blast to watch. Now, the Emperor has always been an over-the-top character. I mean, there is no subtlety to his evilness. So McDiarmid was like, fuck it, and he just goes all out. And his performance becomes akin to what you'd expect from an actor playing the Joker. He's evil, and he loves being evil. I can only hope one day I enjoy something as much as this man does.
90% of the film's acting is also good, given the horrendous direction and script.
Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, Frank Oz, the aforementioned Ian McDiarmid, they're all giving it 110%.
However, Hayden Christensen does suffer more.
Now, his performance can sometimes work. In fact, anytime when he's not victim to the script, I dare say he's utterly fantastic. His emotional range is stellar, and the torment that Anakin goes through is brilliantly portrayed by him.
But on the other hand, he sometimes sounds like he's half asleep.
What about the other Jedi spread across the galaxy?
What about the other Jedi spread across the...
And other times he sounds too...
whimsical. Like he's auditioning for the role of a Disney prince or something.
And together you and I can rule the galaxy.
You and I can rule the galaxy. You see what I mean?
Now again, I can't put all the blame on Christensen. After all, not even James Earl Jones could have pulled off the "love can't save you, only my new powers can do" that line.
In fact, in hindsight, that might have made it even more hilarious.
But Christensen does notably struggle more than his co-stars. Now, when he's given a decent script to work with, Hayden's not a bad actor, but in order to make it through one of George Lucas's scripts, you better be Oscar level good. I think it's a real shame about Christensen. I think he has great charisma as an actor, and I truly hope he gets more chances to show us what he can truly do, because I think the guy has it in him.
So what else works in episode 3? Well, a lot.
Order 66 is a dramatic and tragic scene elevated once again by John Williams' orchestral mastery. The opera house scene serves as a fantastic setting for the tale of Darth Plagueis. The lightsaber fights, whilst a bit too style over substance for me, are still entertaining to watch. The film feels surprisingly brisk for a 2-hour plus feature, and it was admittedly very cool to see the gap between episodes 3 and 4 finally filled. So yeah, all that together elevates episode 3 to the best out of a bad bunch, but I honestly don't think episode 1 is that far behind. Now, none of the prequels I can call good, but they do indeed have a lot of good in them, something I feel a lot of people fail to notice. And if nothing else, the prequels have served as a great lesson in what to do and what not to do in a Star Wars movie. And for that, I can say the very existence of this trilogy is, at the very least, deserved.
I've been the usual suspect, and I wonder. Give this video a thumbs up and get me to 2,000 likes.
Do it.
And now I wait. See you next time.
Teletubbies.